Geography Unit 1, Term 2, Resources. So, children, what are resources? Anything which can be used for satisfying the human needs is called resource. So, anything what we use which can satisfy our needs is called resource. So, there are different types of resources we can, there is natural resources are there. So, we can classify natural resources. They can be always in original form. That is, natural resources means they are obtained from the environment. They are in its original form. So they are used to satisfy the daily needs of man, such as food, clothing, and shelter. They also contribute to the boost up of the nation's economy. So how much natural resources we have in our country, that much economy boost will be there. That means our economy will be in high standard when we have more of resources. So natural resources can be divided on the basis of origin and on the basis of renewability. Origin means from where it is coming, it is started. So biotic resources, abiotic resources, how it is formed on the basis of that. Renewability means renewable resources, non-renewable resources. So on the basis of origin, if we see, means biotic resources. Biotic resources are found in the biosphere. That is, it includes forest, crops, birds, animals, fishes, man, materials that can be obtained from the biosphere. So fossil fuels such as coal and petroleum are also included in this category because they are found from decayed organic matter. Next one, we can see abiotic resources. Abiotic resources are the non-living parts of an environment. Examples of abiotic resources include land, water, air, sunlight, and heavy metals, including ores such as gold, iron, copper, silver, etc. So these are abiotic resources. On the basis of renewability, we can divide it into two types, that is renewable resource and non-renewable resource. So what is a renewable resource? A renewable resource is a resource which can be used repeatedly and replaced naturally. So that means what, we will be getting it in abundance from the nature. See, like solar energy, wind energy, hydropower, always we get sunlight, isn't it? So from that we get solar energy, from the wind we get wind energy. So everything from nature we get. So it can be renewed, that is, after in spite of using that again and again, we will be getting it more and more. So we needn't produce anything. So it is nature. So from nature we get it. So clear? Since these resources are safe and to use and available in abundance, so nowadays it is increasing worldwide the use of renewable resources. So when we see, first we see solar energy. So solar energy, you see, the sun produces energy in the form of heat and light. Solar energy is not harmful to the environment. It is rather we use it for many purposes. The photovoltaic devices or solar cells, they directly convert solar energy into electricity. Individual solar cell in group panel can perform small applications from charging calculator, watch batteries to large such as power residential dwellings. So it provides power to big offices, houses. In general, they use it now in more because it is cheaper compared to the other types electricity. Photovoltaic power plants and are concentrating solar power plants are the largest solar application covering acres. India, China, Japan, Italy and states of America are major utilizers of solar energy in the world. So Kamudi solar power project is one of the largest solar power projects in the world. Even you would have seen in Neyveli there is a power project going on at present. So these are all solar power projects. Next we can see wind energy. So what is wind energy? Wind power is clean energy since wind turbines does not produce any emissions. So from wind nothing, they don't get any emissions. There is no pollution at all. So in recent years, wind energy has become one of the most economical and renewable energy technologies. The classic Dutch windmill harnessed the wind energy hundreds of years ago it was they started that. Then modern wind turbines with 3 blades, you can see in the picture there, dot the landscape today, turning wind into electricity. So these are used to turn wind into electricity. So major wind energy producing countries are United States, China, Germany, Spain, India, United Kingdom, Canada and Brazil. So you can see the major wind farms in Muppandal, Jaisalmer, Brahmanvel, Dalgon, Damanjodi. Next is hydropower. So water, hydropower means we get power from water. So how? At present water is used for producing hydroelectric power. It is generated from moving water with high velocity and great falls with the help of turbines and dynamos. So from falls and high velocity moving water, they produce hydroelectricity power. So it is the cheapest and most versatile source of energy out of all the known energy. It is a renewable resource. China, Canada, Brazil, United States of America, Russia, India, Norway and Japan are some countries producing hydroelectricity. And China is the largest producer of hydroelectricity. So hydroelectricity is the cheapest power available. So you can see many dams are there. Terry Dam, Sri Sailam Dam, Nagarjuna Sagar Dam, Sardar Sarovar Dam, Bakranangal Dam are some of the major dams. And Three Gorges Dam in China is the largest hydroelectricity project in the world. Non-renewable energy. Non-renewable resources means once if you consume it, once we use it up, it cannot be replaced. So they are called non-renewable resources. It's opposite of renewable resources which can be used again and again. But non-renewable resources cannot be used. We cannot get it back once used. It's a limited quantity only available. So examples are, you can see coal, petroleum, natural gas, sandstone, gravel, salt, talc, graphite, sulfur, gypsum, uranium. So rock varieties, minerals, these are all non-renewable resources. So metallic resources, non-metallic resources and fossil fuel resources are it can be divided into. So first one, metallic resources. So metallic resources are the type of resources that are composed of metals. So it is mainly of metals. So metals they are hard substances and are good conductors of heat and electricity. Resources like iron, copper, gold, bauxite, silver, manganese are called metallic resources. Next, iron. Iron is the fourth most common element in the Earth's crust and the most widely available metal. Magnetite and hematite are the common ore of iron. Iron ore is the key raw material in making steel, and 98% of the iron ore is extracted and it's used in making steel. Actually, pure iron ore is very soft, but its strength is increased many folds by adding small amount of carbon and manganese. Its low cost and high earth strength makes it usable in engineering applications like construction of machinery, machine tools, automobiles, etc., large ships, building components, bridges, etc. So it is mainly producing countries are China, Australia, Brazil, India, Russia. Iron ores are found at Kanjamarai in Tamil Nadu, Jharkhand, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka and Goa account for over 95% of the total reserves of India. So next we move on to copper. It is one of the first metals known and used by man. It is the good conductor of heat and electricity. Chile is the world's number 1 country in the production of copper. Other copper producing countries are Peru, China, United States, Congo and Australia. Next, gold. It's a rare and precious metal. It is in high demand in world markets. China is the world's largest producer of gold. Australia, Russia, United States, South Africa and Canada are the major producers of gold. And Kolar Goldfield is one of the deepest mines in the world. Bauxite. So aluminum is produced from bauxite ore. So we get aluminum from this bauxite. It is light in weight, tough and cheaper. It becomes a popular metal, and it is a good conductor of electricity and heat. Hence, it is used for making electrical cables. By the addition of small quantities of other metals to aluminum, it creates superior alloy than pure aluminum, that is duralumin. Australia is the world's leading bauxite producer. Apart from that, China, Brazil, India, Guinea, Jamaica and Russia also have an important role in bauxite production. So in Tamil Nadu and Madhya Pradesh are the main bauxite deposits in India. They have Sherwari Hills of Salem district has the bauxite deposit also. Next, silver. Silver is also a precious metal like gold. It has a wider variety of uses than gold. It is used in making jewelry, dentistry, photographic goods, electroplating industry, like that. Mexico is the world's leading silver producer. Following Mexico, Peru, China, Russia, Australia and Chile produce more silver. More than 50% of silver is found only in South American countries. Manganese. Manganese is a steel grade, hard, shiny and brittle metal. It is used for making electrical batteries. They are used in making disinfecting liquids, bleaching powder, fertilizers, etc. And the significant producers of manganese in the world are China, Australia, Brazil and India. Non-metallic resources. So they can be described as the resources that do not comprise of metals. There are not hard substances, not good conductors of heat and electricity. Example for non-metallic resources are mica, limestone, gypsum, dolomite, phosphate, etc. So mica, it is an indispensable mineral used in electrical and electronic industry, and China is the world's top producer of mica. Limestone is a sedimentary rock composed mainly of skeletal fragments of marine organisms. Such as coral, then about 10% of sedimentary rocks are limestones. So crushed limestone is used in smelting and other metal refining process. So China produces more than half of limestone production in the world. So United States, India, Russia, Brazil and Japan also produce limestone. So in Tamil Nadu produce over 3/4 of the total limestone for India. Large-scale limestone reserves are found in Ramanathapuram, Tirunelveli, Ariyalur, Salem, Coimbatore and Madurai districts. Fossil fuel resources. So fossil fuel resources are normally formed from the remains of dead plants and animals. They are often referred to as fossil fuels and are formed from hydrocarbon. When fossil fuels are burned, they become a great source of heat energy. So some examples are coal. This is the most abundantly found fossil fuel that forms when dead plant matter is converted into peat. It is used as a domestic fuel in industries such as iron and steel, steam engines to generate electricity. So electricity produced from coal is called thermal power. So there are 4 types of coal, that is anthracite, bituminous, lignite, peat. The leading coal producers of the world is China. Besides this, India, USA, Australia, Indonesia and Russia also produce coal. So Neyveli in Tamil Nadu, Jharia, Dhanbad and Bokaro in Jharkhand are major coal producing areas. So you know the Neyveli coal field here. So it is producing electricity from lignite, a form of coal. Next, petroleum. Petroleum is found between the layers of rocks and is drilled from oil fields located offshore and coastal areas. This is sent to refineries which produce crude oil and produce variety of products like diesel, petrol, kerosene, wax, plastics and lubricants. Petroleum and its derivatives are called black gold as they are very valuable. The chief petroleum producing countries are Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq and Qatar. The other major producers are USA, Russia, Venezuela, Kuwait, UAE and Algeria. So in India we can see the Bombay High and deltas of Krishna and Godavari rivers. Next, natural gas. It is found with petroleum deposits and is released when crude oil is brought to the surface. Natural gas, it can be used as domestic and industrial fuel. So at home we use, isn't it, natural gas. More than 50% of the global natural resource, that is gas reserves, are found in United States of America, Russia, Iran and Qatar. In India, Krishna and Godavari Delta, Assam, Gujarat, Assam areas of offshore in Mumbai have natural gas resources. Hope children you have understood. Thank you.